Hello, everyone. Good morning. Welcome. So, in this program, it gave me a warning in 5 seconds. You're going live. Um, and yes, we do have a viewer on LinkedIn, which I told you all, I don't have any followers on LinkedIn. We probably won't have anybody, but that's not a problem. We're rehearsing Tim for paving the way. We're going through different. I'm actually going to turn off the phone because I was on the phone with
Elena?
Lynette and I'm hearing myself twice. But see, I can hear you now, Lynette. Oh, and you can't hear me maybe. So Lynette has to figure out her sound system because I can hear her and I can hear her typing, which I'm actually going to mute. So we're testing out this platform called Crowdcast. Thank you everyone for being here. And so I'm going to turn on Lynette's camera so that she can be the interpreter. And we're going to share. I have to see if I can share the screen. So now we can see our speaker, we can see our interpreter. And the thing that I was talking to Lynette before we started is that the main thing about ASL interpreting is that you have to have, an amazing internet connection. And she can't hear me, which is, I was trying to troubleshoot with her. Send me a message, those of you who are here in Crowdcast, to confirm that you can hear me, because maybe no one can hear me. You can hear me, great. Okay, so Nicole can, Kathy Muir can, so can Bindia. Okay, so I do think it's an issue with connection. So it's a matter of finding out where the sound is going in your computer. I don't know if, that's the thing, which is, if we use this or if we use any system, we're going to have to do this kind of thing ahead of time. So Lynette was on, but we only really had about 15 minutes to try to troubleshoot her audio. So I don't think, oh, Nicole, you can. Okay, so the only person is Lynette. Unfortunately, it's our interpreter. But that's the thing, and this is not me wanting to plug the system, but the image, Lynette's image, was a lot worse before. It's still not ideal for ASL because her hands are trailing. But if she or whoever are the interpreters on the day of our conference, who are interpreting for anyone who's deaf or for the keynote speaker, then those interpreters have to have hardwired internet connection, which is something that we can do in a month. We can get them the Ethernet cables, make sure they're connected with a wire, make sure that no one else in their household is using the internet, all these things that I didn't go over with Lynette ahead of time. So yeah, it's unfortunate that we can't try this part out because she can't hear me, but I'm not sure why that is. So thank you for letting me know that you can see me. So this is Crowdcast. There's a main screen, there's a main session, and then I created breakout sessions to see how that goes. Yeah, it's too echoey to reconnect by phone, and I really do want Lynette to try to figure out how she can do the sound. But I guess I could reconnect by phone and then mute the phone. So I'm going to do that. Okay, so I've called Lynette. Can you hear me now? I'm going to unmute you here. So now we can hear you. Can you hear me, Lynette?
Through my phone.
Yeah, and we'll have to figure out, because everyone else can hear me, so it's definitely something on your end. What I need to do is I need to see if I can mute your sound. Okay. You can still hear me, Lynette?
Yes. Do you want me to mute my mic?
I want you to mute your mic on your phone. Yeah, that'd be great.
Phone. Sorry.
Because I can
How's
hear
that?
myself.
Yeah. Is that better?
Okay. Let me see. Now that I talk, yeah, that's better. Okay.
Okay.
And I was just telling them kind of about the system. See, I can still hear. That's very odd because I can still hear myself. And I don't know where that audio is coming from.
So hang on. I thought you wanted me to mute my phone. You wanted me to turn the sound down on my phone. But if I turn the sound down on my phone, then I can't hear you anymore.
No, I just want you to. Okay. You can still hear me, Lynette?
Yeah, on the phone.
So what I want you to do is mute yourself on your phone. You know what I mean? Hit the mute button, not the sound. You did.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something really weird. So you're hearing, you have to be hearing me through your computer because I can hear me through your computer. But anyway.
No, I promise you the computer is completely silent. The only sound in the room is coming out of the phone in my hand. If I put the phone away, go ahead and talk.
Oh, I see. Right. It's your phone that I'm listening to. Okay. And you don't have a headphone for your phone.
I can probably find one. Hang on.
Okay. So it is 10:07. So I don't want to take up the whole time with this. So I will I want to go ahead and try these breakout rooms. Yeah, thank you, Dawn. It took me a little bit to think about that. There's a lot going on. And these are the things, but the reason to do this is really so that we have a list to go the day of. And what I would do, and we have to do this in any platform that we use, is we have to have a real long tech rehearsal. I wouldn't even say the day before. I would say a week before, in case anybody has to buy any kind of equipment, right? So, have a real thorough rehearsal. When we do webinars with one person, with one presenter and on a platform that we know well, we can get away with like half an hour rehearsal. So if we have a 2-day event, we're going to have a nice technical rehearsal. That would be required really for any kind of event. Just like you would do at the hotel, where you're testing all the equipment, make sure the mics work. So this is really good. I want to point out the main downside of this system is that the participants can see the chat box on the right. You can't. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna focus my screen. How about that? The chat message, you can't chat with one another privately. So I can't send a message only to Lynette or only to Lisa, and Lisa can't send a message only to me. That is a disadvantage. But I think there's enough advantages to warrant using it. I want to point out some really nice things. The ask a question. So why don't you guys go ahead and start asking some questions? And see, I can mute people when they start making noise. That's what I'm going to do right now. And I could also turn off their camera if they started doing something inappropriate. And so when people start asking questions, then other people can vote on those questions, and then the questions kind of get voted up, which is a neat feature if you have a lot of questions. So that, say you think this question is important for you, and then Mary does, and then Lisa does, and Dawn does, and Vindhya does, and then that question is going to get moved up to the top if there's 10 questions, for example. So for Kev to see you full screen, I'll put you as the focus. Okay. And then he can see you full screen. So now you as the interpreter are full screen. When he's presenting, if we don't have any deaf people in the audience, then he would be full screen, right? But if we have deaf people in the audience, then we would have to have the interpreter be full screen. We could also do side by side if that's a preference, which I think is nice for the speaker to be featured too. So then I could bring him up. And see, now he's signing, so he's full screen. And I'm going to go ahead and unfocus. So it seems that unless I turn my video off, which I'm going to do, yeah, there we go. Now we can get both of them. So we get the interpreter and the presenter. Again, the interpreter's internet, hopefully, well, the interpreter's internet would have to be much better for these purposes. Okay, she is muted.
So I don't know if I'm unmuted.
Yes, you are.
Just one second. So Kevin is saying for Lynette and myself, each of us, for the audience, you'll want to see both. For each of us, we need to only see each other. Or maybe have just a smaller window to see ourselves to make sure we're properly lined up, but we should be primarily seeing each other on the screen.
Right. The configuration seems to be, we could see both of you big, half and half like it is now. And then, yeah.
So, Elena, can I clarify? So you're saying if you want the audience to see both, then we have no choice. Kevin and I will also see both?
I believe so, yes.
And is that voice activated? Kevin's asking?
No. Nope. But I can control. Oh, the broadcast is ended? No, sorry. That's me getting the buttons wrong. And just an eye on the time. We only have about 15 more minutes. We could toggle back and forth when one of you is signing. So I'll show you what that would look like, and I'd have to learn it too. But, for example, we would do this. So now you're the focus.
Of course, we're both signing at the same time.
Right. Yeah, because it's simultaneous. Yeah, so I think that's why it would have to be the two of you.
Okay. Well, so Elena, I don't want to take too much time. Kevin's just testing out signing. Good morning. I don't want to take too much time, but maybe can the three of us talk about it more later? Because I'm thinking this platform may not be a good fit for an ASL presenter.
Definitely. Yep, we could. And we can talk about what platforms you have used that work. We have a very difficult limitation with the Zoom account that UMass owns. So,
and Kevin is saying, or the other possibility would be to have an interpreter with me in person. So if I were here with like Treya, who's a local interpreter in Austin, she could interpret for me, and then we wouldn't have to deal with the internet issue. And maybe Lynette could be sort of a support person for her. I don't know.
And can that happen though with the distancing? I guess what you would stay 6 feet apart, and is that something that you're okay with, Kevin?
Oh yeah, that's not an issue.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Yeah, 6 feet is fine. Yeah, we don't have to be that close.
Right. Yeah, that does make sense. That's the advantage with the simultaneous for signed language, because you don't have to do the whispering.
You don't have to do what?
The whispering. We do whispering in a group, if it's spoken language. So I want to test out the sessions, because I do want to take advantage of having multiple sessions. And I'm not sure how to do that. So I'm going to do that now, if that's okay. And yeah, I definitely want to talk to you extensively about the best platform for an ASL presenter. Okay, so I'm going to go into the breakout room, and I'm going to see how that works. And just pay attention so that you can tell me what happens when I leave. who've actually been pulled into this breakout session? Time. Because I don't think it was exactly a word, right? So that's what I have to do that. And it might be a simple matter of just having, let's say Chris signed in, multiple people are basically running this event. But yeah, so Kevin and Lynette are not. I'm going to test that one other function, and I'll bring them back. So I'm going to go into another breakout room and see what, and you guys pay attention and let me know what happens to this breakout room. If it kind of just pauses again. I think that's what's going to happen. But maybe you can still chat with each other. Because you could not see Lynette and Kevin last time, right? So we lost the speakers, which is interesting. I'm going to go into the other breakout room, which is supposed to be a simultaneous concurrent session. Okay, so I've now pulled you into the other breakout room, which is concurrent, and I kind of think that the same thing happens. So just let me know in the chat message. And India, thank you. Takes you to the logo page. Okay. So these are things to know. It seems like multiple people have to be the stage managers. You have to have, they call them stage managers. You have to have multiple stage managers, one for each room. They mentioned this in their demo that that's what you do. So then I have to find out how that's the thing that we can do with our account. Multiple people on the account, or if it's just a way of setting it up that I don't know how to do right now. I am going to bring back did they leave? Oh, it looks like okay. So I'm not going to bring them on. I'm going to bring who else wants to come on screen? Send me a chat message if you want to be invited onto the stage. Let's pretend you're. Yeah, they're in the registered list, but they're not in the live list. So that means they're not, as far as I know.
No, we're no.
They're in the registered.
No.
There's a tab.
No, we're still here. We're still here.
You are.
We're still here, and I keep saying so in the chat room, but maybe you can't see it. We're here. We're in the main room.
You're in the main room, so you don't see us.
No, but I can hear you.
Interesting. It brought everybody but you. So it doesn't bring the speakers into the next session, but they couldn't see you in that session.
I didn't go to the next session. I stayed in the main room.
But were you invited to go to the next session?
I didn't see an invitation.
Yeah. That was the difference. Okay, so I'm listening to Lynette on my phone. And they are still in the session, so thank you, but they're not live with this session. They're in the main one. So everyone else got pulled automatically into this session except for the speakers. but yet the audience members couldn't see the speakers. Nicole said we did see them until we were brought to the breakout. Oh, okay, you did. Okay. Yeah, these are the things that we can talk about later because I do need to understand exactly what happened. Yeah, what I don't like is that if okay, so I'm gonna leave you guys, go back to the main session, and then you tell me what happens to you here in the breakout room, okay? Actually, I want to bring somebody on screen first for that, so I'm gonna bring Lisa on screen. Is that okay, Lisa or Chris? Lisa looked very nice yesterday, so I know she's not gonna be in her pajamas. Okay, thank you, Lisa. Although I wonder how they count the sessions because they said half an hour per session. So okay, Lisa, are you able to see the I'm trying to invite you. You're on screen. Again, bear with me. Thank you.
Yeah. For a few minutes. But the internet connection is terrible even with you not on it. So I know we had an Ethernet cable. I'll have to go buy one, I guess. And for some reason, I can't get sound. The sound is only on my phone. No, that was an HDMI cable.
I'm going to go back to the main session. Everyone kind of take notes of what happens to this one, okay? There she is. So Lisa's going to tell you about something or nothing. Just tell me that you can still see me when I go. Okay, go back to the main room. Oh, there you are. I'm so sorry. So now I'm back here, and I'm not sure why you guys got left behind. But I'm going to call to action. Oh yeah, and we have questions. Can you turn the chat off? We had a question about the day and the time of Kevin's talk. His talk is on Saturday, and I think it's the keynote, so it should be the first one. I can't tell you the time. It might be 9 a.m. Eastern. We haven't set the time, but usually the keynote is the first thing. Okay. Okay.
So, Lynette, you were able to go to the breakout room? Okay. So you were able to go to the breakout room before? You were. Okay. Did you navigate it from the top of your bar? Did you see the different sessions drop down? Ah, okay. It's interesting that it didn't take you guys automatically. So can we see if Kevin can learn how to do that to see if he can go into the other session? So there's that bar that says PTW practice session, and then there's like a little thing that says schedule. So it's reconnecting. Yeah, so I think he went to the other session. That's what it looks like. Oh, cool. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go back into that session then if you want to come to, Lynette. Of course, I don't know what session he went to, but I'll try to find out. I'll try to put it like share my screen. And actually